Hello. How are you doing? How have you been doing? Feels like it's been forever. So, a little bit of an update. I'm in a garage right now, sweaty because I just went for a walk. Anyway, so I'm going to do these videos as the last 2 months, like November, December, rest of the year type of vibe. And pick up with the regular schedule programming in December. Probably, yes. So I'm actually staying with my parents right now because my mom needed to have a knee replacement. So I came out here to help them with that. That's actually taking place on Halloween Day. So if you have any good vibes available, send those over to my mom. So as you'll see, my space is a little different because I don't have my table. And yeah, that's really it. I just wanted to give this quick little intro, say hello. Hope you're doing well. I'm sweating like a bitch. I'm in Vegas, or technically Henderson. Used to Colorado, a little bit cooler weather, but that's okay. My skin is loving how much I'm sweating. So let's get into the readings. Say hi in the comments. And yeah, let's go. Hi, Capricorn. Welcome. And welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. I hope you're doing well. I probably said that in the intro, but I made that intro a couple weeks ago, and I don't really remember everything that I said, but my mom's surgery was actually moved up a couple weeks, so it's been done. She is in rehab. So, if you have any good vibes, healing vibes, good juju, if you could send it over to her, that would be great. We would appreciate it. Very much needed. So, let's talk about you. So, like I said, we're going to do a few cards for November. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we take these? Okay. I still want to split this though. You're the only one. That's happened. I always say, to myself, of course, but if I have an intention to lay out 6 cards or 8 cards or whatever, and 6 or whatever cards come out, I try to trust that. And really it's my ego that's just like, I don't know, because I didn't get to shuffle enough. So we're going to take these. We'll see what they are. I only saw, of course, the Queen of Swords down here. So anyway, I guess that kind of cuts my little spiel short. But I should be back to a regular routine, more regular, whatever routine, in December, but possibly just January. Because I'm not sure. So let's see what these 8 cards are. So the first 4 are going to be for November, and the second 4 are going to be for December. There you are. I didn't even say. So we have 3 of Pentacles, High Priestess, the World and the Devil. And then the Page of Wands, the Five of Swords, Knight of Swords, Queen of Swords. And who's at the bottom? Strength. Okay. Beautiful. All right, so we'll work our way through. Like I said, this is going to be for November. This is going to be for December. So we start off with the Three of Pentacles, coupled with the World card. So interesting. The Three of Pentacles generally talks about teamwork, collaboration. There's usually more than one person in the card, but this one clearly has one person in here, and it looks like, they're carving something into the trim here, right? We can assume that they did this side, right? And they're working on, so it's almost like this focused attention on building a skill. It could even just be, Pentacles having to do with our money, how we spend it, how we get it, how we save it. It has to do with our time. What are we spending our time doing? How are we saving our time? Or energy. It's our physical body also. So it's like literally anything that we can touch or anything in the physical 3D. It has to do with our home also. This almost really just kind of has this feeling of, and because it's paired with the World card, for some reason, like I'm getting this feeling that maybe you feel like there has not been collaboration. Maybe you feel like teamwork has been lacking, or maybe you haven't been as present in some areas of your life as you maybe previously have or even would like to be. Either way, it's like, there's some sort of energy that is coming to an end here. And I also kind of love how both of these cards almost look like there's portals here. I'm kind of curious what... Trade, skilled labor, renown, glory. There could even be some sort of recognition for the work that you're doing. Like literally the world seeing it in some capacity. This almost also kind of has like a viral feeling, like, if there is something that you have been spending a lot of time trying to build up, like, again, if we're talking about like social media or whatever, this would signify that what you have been working on or putting your energy into is going to pay off. It also could be saying that the area of your life that you have been spending a lot of time on or putting a lot of attention and focus into, it's almost kind of like beating a dead horse. Like whatever information you have gotten from that, it's almost kind of like there's nothing else in that situation to be found. Because, the World card, like I said, it does signify the end of a cycle, but it's like the end of a specific journey. It's the literal end of the fool's journey, right? So it's like you got what you needed to get out of the situation. You learned what you needed to learn. You know, the transformation that needed to take place did. And it's almost kind of time to move on to the next thing, or at least something new, because obviously right after the World card is the Fool. So it's like, you know, this continuous cycle of, you know, kind of going through these journeys and getting what you needed to get, and then it ending so that something else can begin. But also, how much time I've like spent 6 minutes, 7 minutes on just these, because there's so much like coming through for these two cards. It's like I'm probably beating a dead horse at this point, actually. You could be like, we got it. Thank you. And I lost my train of thought anyway. So the High Priestess here, and I love that the High Priestess is looking at the Three of Pentacles, because, you know, the High Priestess, I see the High Priestess as being that direct connection to our star player. It's literally like our direct link to our higher selves. It could be, you know, God, source, spirit, you know, if you believe in a higher power. For me, it's higher self, like my higher self. But, you know, the High Priestess talks about intuition, a bit of mystery also, but not mystery in the sense of like the moon. Like the moon is like, you know, things are hidden from you, secrets and blah, blah, blah. But the High Priestess, it's almost like maybe there's something new to discover about yourself. Again, I'm just kind of curious. The hidden future, mystery, wisdom, faith. And, you know, the Three of Pentacles, you know, his back is turned to the High Priestess. So it's almost kind of like maybe you don't see this path, or like maybe you don't see a different option. But it's almost kind of like, you know, this High Priestess is, you know, kind of standing there like, you know, if you would turn around, here I am. But also, you know, there's this level of trust in the mystery, because, you know, the whole like intuition thing, like tapping into your intuition, right? I mean, we've been so conditioned out of that because capitalism, right? But we've been so conditioned to not listen to our intuition, and more conditioned to listen to our ego. And our ego is the thing that's going to keep us safe. You know, that's where like fear and doubt comes from, is ego, where, you know, intuition is that little voice that there is no fear. There's like almost nothing attached to intuition other than whatever the message is. You know, I mean, it could just be something like, I should make a left, or, you know, you get this feeling of like making a left turn. But then immediately afterwards, you know, your ego kicks in and your ego's like, no, you know, like that's going to make me go this direction, or, you know, like add so many minutes to this trip or whatever. And then you continue driving and you're stuck in traffic now. Right? I mean, of course, it could be larger things too. That's just, you know, obviously a super minimal, you know, example. But there's nothing attached to intuition. It just is, right? I mean, there's no excitement, there's no fear, there's no doubt, there's no expectation. It just is. And like I said, right, I mean, we've been kind of conditioned out of that. So maybe there's, kind of this reconnection happening. And also, we have the devil here, which is your card, right? But the devil talks about what are the things that control us, right? Like, where are we giving our power away? It could be addictions, and addiction can be literally, I mean, like anything from being addicted to a substance to being addicted to distraction, some sort of numbing, because like I said, it's like, what are those behaviors or thought patterns that we are controlled by with this chain here? So, you could be spending some time looking at that. Okay, sorry about that. Slight interruption, and then I realized that like all of the cards were like shifted this way, I think. I don't know. Anyway, with this being, with this being your card also, it's like, there could just be this could just even be like double confirmation, affirmation, whatever, that there is this, almost kind of like reconnection to yourself. And you could even maybe start to rely more on your own inner guidance, your own intuition versus ego and expectation and societal blah, blah, blahs, right? Because also, we have the World card, which would signify also too maybe the end of whatever this devil energy is. And it could just be that this is happening as a result of the work that you have been putting in. This could also be a message about almost kind of like not letting your work, and whatever work is for you, right? I mean, it could literally be, obviously like your profession, but it could also be, again, what it is that you spend the majority of your time, resources and materials in. But this could just be a message about not getting lost in it. Like almost kind of recognizing that life still needs to be lived also. And that there's more to life than just what this is here. Quick little message there. And then we move on to the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands, that's kind of almost exactly what I was just kind of saying, actually, which works out. I wasn't even really looking over here yet, but the Page of Wands talks about adventure, possibilities, right? And wands are fire, so it's like, there's passion, creativity. It's literally the things that you act upon. So, it's action, communication, and then we have this figure here that's kind of standing, looking out over the desert here. So there's this energy about finding adventure, even fun, like allowing fun in. Or this could just be looking for it, recognizing that maybe there is like a fun element that's been missing from your life. And by fun, I mean, like something that you enjoy, like something that, sparks creativity in you or sparks some sort of passion within you, right? Like something that, it could even just be reading. It could be doing some sort of art. It could be, getting creative on some level, somehow, whatever creativity is for you. Like playing a musical instrument or listening to music or going to a theme park or so I mean it's literally like all across the spectrum, whatever it is for you that would elicit just kind of some of those good feelings and like just almost kind of fill your cup again. And then we have the Page of Swords underneath there. So, I mean, it could even just be like researching something. Swords having to do with our thoughts, perception, again with the ego, because that's generally where we hear our ego is in our minds. Usually, intuition generally comes from our body. There could even be some sort of message coming in here, some sort of like communication from somebody else. This could even be sharing your thoughts with other people. Skill, bravery, defense. But, the knights are generally messengers. So that's kind of why I'm saying, there could be some sort of information coming into you. And also happy birthday to you, December Capricorns. I should have said that in Sagittarius. I totally forgot. Anyway, but this is also like pretty fast moving. So it's almost kind of like, by discovering this, there could just be some some sort of shift in your reality or the way that you perceive things or your opinion even about something. Because this also, this is the Ace of Swords here, which is a sword of truth. So, there could be some honesty being brought to the situation in some capacity. The Five of Swords, it's interesting that the Five of Swords is looking at the Page of Wands. They're like just kind of like looking at each other. This could just be like a mental this could just be like you telling yourself that maybe you don't need this. Because the Five of Swords is about conflict. Like I see it as being a battle of wits. And generally, again, like generally there's more than one person on the Five of Swords. And like I said, with the Three of Pentacles, there's generally more than one person also, right? So this is like, it's almost like this, kind of battle within yourself. It's almost kind of like not wanting to let your guard down. This is like, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready type of energy here. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Let's see. No. I know, like sometimes the Queen of Swords is like depicted as it is kind of in this book about, like being cold or like cold-hearted and I feel like, I mean, the swords kind of can be that because again, right? I mean, like the swords are going to talk about logical, objective truth, right? Like there's not necessarily any emotion involved with the swords, the suit of swords, right? Which is a good and bad thing because even, the Queen of Swords is going to knock out any type of bullshit. The Queen of Swords is ready. Like, if it's not in alignment, if it's not showing up as divine truth, like the Queen of Swords is like, absolutely not. But also, so the Five of Swords is looking to the left, the Queen of Swords is looking to the right. So there's like this shift thing kind of happening because the left side of the card represents the past. The right side indicates the future. So, the Five of Swords could be looking at this Page of Wands as maybe even an opportunity that was missed in some capacity and deciding to go for it. Because we even have this progression from the Knight of Swords to the Queen. So there's definitely some sort of shift going on here. Right? Like a change of perspective here. Again, maybe even just recognizing that there was an opportunity that was missed here, whether that was based on, I think I just posted something in my story about, and again, like I'm doing this on October 21st maybe, or the 20th, the 21st maybe. Oh, there's a calendar right here. The 21st. I can't remember. I hate when that happens. So anyway, I mean, like to me, it's like no longer looking back and now it's looking forward. What's next? What do you want to do? Right? And then we have the Strength card at the bottom of the deck and the King of Wands. So, the Strength card talks about resilience, determination. It's that inner strength, right? It's a card of Leo. There doesn't have to be a Leo. But it's almost like, again, like even this bravery aspect here. So it is going to take, like a level of courage, even maybe just a couple seconds of courage to like literally make the decision or to like just take one step forward towards that thing. The King of Wands is, of course, with the kings, it's the highest expression of the suit. Right? But the King of Wands is somebody who he goes after what he wants. There's also this authority quality to the kings, and like I was saying before with wands, it's action, communication, creativity. So we have this progression from the Page of Wands to the King of Wands. So, whatever this thing was right here, it's, developed into, or at least domino affected, into the King of Wands. And that's because, this is that couple seconds of courage in order to walk away from something. And, the Eight of Cups talks about recognizing that what is in these 8 cups is either no longer fulfilling to you or their purpose has been served and it's time to move on. Like, you make the conscious decision to move forward. This could be a move, like a physical move, but this is more so like they're walking towards the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment. Your wish fulfillment. Like, what are the goals that you have for your own life, right? Like, what's the vision that you have for your life? That's what this figure is walking towards. It's making a decision that what these 8 cups offer, like showing gratitude for those things, but recognizing that there's a cup missing. And then we have the 5 of Pentacles. It could be something that, maybe even just either failed before or just didn't work out in a way that you wanted it to before. This could even just be a concern that maybe it wouldn't work out. Maybe it wouldn't be well received, or maybe there's going to be some sort of loss in money or time. But we have the King of Pentacles right behind there, so it won't. And if it does, it would be short-lived, because the King of Pentacles, again, a king, highest expression of the suit, they have more pentacles than they know what to do with. Of course it could end up that way, but it could also just be that your needs are going to be met, and not only your needs, but the needs of those around you, like your family, your community, your job even, would prosper. And like I said, this would be, kind of going into 2023. Beautiful. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I'll talk to you soon.